anonymous with $250 and no comment. I'm now getting word that we are ready to go to that blindfolded Super Mario 64 bonus run. Let's take it away, Bubzia!
Hello, I guess we are live. All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all super much for donating for this incentive. It was a lot of money, and I'm very, very happy that we could meet this. And yeah, I will be running SM64 blindfolded now. This is my blindfold. It is completely black. One cannot see through it. And I'm here today with my commentator and good friend Katoon, who also speedruns this game blindfolded. And yeah, quick shoutouts before I start the run, actually, because I think our whole blindfolded speedrun community is very hyped about this run being in GDQ today and this incentive being met. So one more time, I want to really thank you. If you have the time, and if you're interested in blindfolded speedruns, please check our community out. We have a great website. Katoon will say something to that later too, so stay tuned. And I will hand it over to Katoon now. I will not be able to hear the commentator, nor the donation reader, nor anyone, because these are my headphones that go to Discord. And I'm gonna just... Oh yeah. Katoon, I will finish the sentence and then it's your turn.
Sounds good. Yep, sounds good. Good luck, mate.
All right. So I will put this away. And I will put my headphones off the screen that is also there behind me, by the way. And I will just have the audio of my TV, basically. Yeah, I guess that's all there is to say, so I will just go ahead and count down.
All right, don't forget to mute me.
Timer starts on reset. I will count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, good luck, Bubzia. Welcome, everybody. This is Blindfolded Super Mario 64, 16-star by Bubzia. So yeah, obviously, he is not going to be commentating because he needs all the audio he can get. He can't see anything. He needs all the audio cues from the game. And like talking over that would be super distracting for him. So quick note about 16-star. Normally you need 70 stars to beat the game, but in 16-star, so most of the doors, most of the star doors in the castle can actually be skipped with various tricks. So the route in that sense is quite similar to the visual speedrun, but the strats for the individual stars or the individual segments are super different. Basically, you cannot rely on purely muscle memory from a visual speedrun if you want to do a blindfolded run. You have to come up with creative new strats, and Bubzia has done that and has optimized them throughout the years, and then you grow muscle memory for that. But yeah, it's super different from the visual speedrun, as you will see. Not at the start though. Basically, you need to just strat every input in the run. Everything from just walking straight forward, from jumping, everything timed with the music, everything from like finding walls, jumping into trees. Those are all kinds of strats we're going to see a lot in this run. There's little room for improvisations or adjustments throughout the run, but there are backup strats. We're gonna see maybe some of those, maybe not if he has a PB. So yeah, we're up to the first star. We're only gonna get 1 star here in Bobom Battlefield. It's the chain chomp. Who else? It's the fastest star. You can already see him finding some walls and some corners here. This is the most interesting thing about this star. He uses locked cam. That is a camera option in the menu that not many people know about. It's actually, I think it's not used in visual speedruns generally. Uses locked cam and then gets into a certain position from the wall, punches himself off the wall and a couple more punches, and then uses the chain chomp bark sound plus a little bit of rhythm from the music aid to know exactly when he can walk straight or run straight to the left. and then he's going to find the pole. But he misses the start. It's not a big deal usually. There we go. Nice backup, just finding the wall on the side. Kick off the wall. This one used to be really inconsistent, but I haven't seen him fail chain jump in a while actually. Great, we're going to actually, even though he jumps back into the painting, we're going to go to another world. Whelm's Fortress. We're going to get 5 stars. They are a lot quicker to get than the other ones in Pokemon Battlefields. So yeah. Let's go for I think he's going to go for cannonless first. And yes, that means cannonless as in actual cannonless like the visual speedrun calls it. We're not going to use the cannon to get this star that is inside a wall. We're going to fall alongside the wall and somehow magically grab it out of the wall, but it's a very precise setup. And yeah, for precise setups, you need precise inputs. And punches, for example, like here to move forward the exact amount of, well, distance really helps to set this up. Finding ledges like here, punch again, some camera manipulation. This is a very complex one to actually explain every input of. He got it first try, that's awesome. So these kinds of strats where, well, any form of inputs where the exact outcome of the input is predictable, like a punch, like finding corners, stuff like that, we tend to call that normalization in blindfolded runs. Kicking yourself off a wall, stuff like this, is super common and super useful. Backflips as well. The wall kick you just saw him do there is just pure muscle memory though. Alright, so I think it's boss time. We're going to go up to the top of the tower and do the boss star. So he's going to find a warp spot actually, which is all the way back here. Those long jumps, I think he uses mostly muscle memory for that, but he also uses the music a little bit more on that later. Finding poles, finding trees, like I said, is a really useful strat to make sure you're at the exact right position. I think he's gonna get the backup one-up mushroom here as well. This might be useful for later for Bowser in the sky. And so jumping right off that pole straight into the boss sets you up for the exact right position to do the ground pounds through him. Also, then before the last ground pounds, I think he's a little bit off for the star. That's unfortunate. He's supposed to get right inside the star, but fortunately he's not far off. So yeah, same route for the next star. The tower, which is at the same location, he's going to go to the warp spot again. So quick note about another common strat in blindfolded, especially in Super Mario 64, is to use music cues, to use the music rhythm to basically time all your movements. You can, for example, well, I shouldn't clap too loud, but if the music goes like, you often hear him count in German like 1, 2, 3, 4, just on the rhythm of the music, making sure that he walks forward for like 3, let's call it beats. We would like to call it beats, rhythm units, and then he jumps for 5 beats, etc., etc. A lot of the stars and a lot of the segments in this run are stratted like that as well, in combination with finding walls and stuff like that. You saw him use the lock cam again to get the star at the end there for safety. Next one is the owl. The owl has an interesting strat where he does not actually use the music to time the movement to fly to the right into the basket. He actually uses the owl flap sounds for timing. So just counting the owl flap sounds. Oh, that's unfortunate. I think he ground pounded a little bit too early. This is a fast start. I think this might be the fastest star of the run. Thumbs down, Bubzia. That's not a huge time loss. There's actually a backup if you do land inside that basket but you don't get the star. You can just punch off the wall and jump straight up. That's really safe and actually free. But he was just off by an inch. See if he gets a second try. Ooh, yeah, that's close, but this should work. 3. All right, nice. That is 6 stars done already. We're done with Once Fortress. We're going to get 3 stars in Cool Mountain. Again, just jumping into the painting, and then you can use the start menu to exit out of the course to get right back to the castle lobby, which connects all these rooms. So I think we're going to go for the little penguin star first. That's actually the trickiest one in Cool Mountain. So grabbing the little penguin is very finicky if you just walk up to it, and so he's not going to do that. He uses a cool strat where he just dives into the wall and then grab the penguin automatically. Basically, you expand your hitbox, if you can call it that, a lot like that. And then this movement is again counted with the beats of the music, with the rhythm of the music. Falling inside the mama penguin, yeah, usually he actually falls further towards the camera, towards the star. He goes pretty far back now. It's kind of unpredictable because you kind of get pushed by mama penguin, and it can be, well, it's a bit precise to reliably know which side it's going to be. So that's why he always does this backup strat, or it's a main strat now actually. It used to be a backup strat of finding the corner and then just camera manipulation, long jumping right into the star. Next one, the slide. So how do you do unnormalized movements like just turning around on a slide? Well, I first should say he has a cool, actually, like you can see a, oh, that's not good, by the way. That's what unnormalization is. So he has a cool setup to fall off the slide. It's a different shortcut than the visual speedrun route actually takes. But I think you can say the notches of the analog stick of the controller he uses are super useful here. So he actually uses the GameCube controller. He's actually on Wii Virtual Console, where the GameCube controller having a better analog stick and better, like, sharper notches of the analog stick that you can lock the analog stick into. Basically holding forward and then at a specific beat in the music, holding, I think it is down right or straight right, and then forward again at another beat. If you can flick the analog stick really fast into those notches, that's super useful for a star like this. All right, nicely done. A little hiccup there, but it's a pretty precise one. The next one, there's a chance we won't be able to see all of the star, literally. The strat he uses is kind of like we're all blindfolded. That's the meme that people like to call it that. Jumping below this platform. Oh no, we can actually see here. Maybe I can't hear the game right now, but you should be able to hear a shuffle sound. Because, like, how do you know you're at a wall? How do you know you're in a corner? Those two actually have a different sound cue. So a wall is kind of like shh shh shh, and if you're right inside a corner, you locked your position. It's a longer shh kind of sound. So yeah, that's it. He's actually not going to go back inside the painting. We're going to do Bowser in the Dark Worlds. 9 stars already. So you need 8 stars to open this door, and after this we're going to go to the basement and get the remaining stars there. So a cool thing about Bowser stages, this is the first one of the 3 that we're going to do. The cool thing about all 3, is that the camera angle never actually changes. So you can go straight to the right or straight forward, it doesn't matter, the camera will always stay like that. And rotating the camera with C right and C left will always rotate it at a 45-degree angle. Super useful. The Goombas in this game are RNG. Oh, and an amp, that metal electrified ball thingy is, well, I don't think it's RNG. He gets hit by 2. I've never seen that. That's so unfortunate, but I think it should be just fine. Yeah, this is just fine. He can't fall off. He just looks for the corners. So amps spawn at an irregular position, and then they are basically on a cycle. You have to get through, so you gotta be unlucky. The Goomba. Yes, there we go. That Goomba spawns on the left side. That is predictable. But after Goombas spawn, they will move in an irregular, an unpredictable RNG pattern. Usually that one is to the left, but you can hear it coming and then you can just ground pound. Sometimes you can be unlucky with that though. Really nicely done. He kind of got unlucky. He looks a bit relieved there. Bowser. So all three of the Bowser fights are also quite different. The first one, so you deboost through him. Here's a funny thing about grabbing Bowser. You don't actually have to grab the tail, or I guess you do, but you can kind of grab it from the other side as well. And then, yeah, people have been wondering about how to do the Bowser throws, like before we started routing blindfolded SM64. Turns out that for this fight, you can actually just drag Bowser slowly onto the bomb. The bomb is right at the side of the arena platform. Super useful. It's a bit slower, of course, than Bowser throws, than to throw it from the center and just YOLO, but that is super inconsistent, so this is way safer. Definitely the better strat for blindfolded. Nicely done. We're gonna go to the basement now and get some more stars there. Yeah, do we have any donations?
You bet we do. I've got a whole host of donations just pouring in, and I do want to shout out that we have crossed over $1.5 million for the run of the marathon. This is incredible. Let's see. Sample in a Jar sends in $25 saying, "Let's make the impossible possible." Uma sends in $25 saying, "Rugby Baby, it really is that good. You will want to see this Yakuza 6 cutscene." Speaking of, we are closing in on $10,000 towards that $40,000 incentive. We can get this and keep crushing these incentives.
Awesome. So we're going to get 3 stars in Hazy Maze Cave. For all of them to start at the same, you'll see him use locked cam at the start. Oh, which one are we gonna get first? Nessie, the star that's actually in the cavern with the dragon. But here's a cool thing about this game. This game is kind of buggy sometimes, and you can clip through a whole lot of things like walls and floors. Perfect. This looks really clean. That platform can crush you, or it doesn't crush you, it clips you through the floor at a specific angle if you hug the wall at a specific angle. After it clips you through, you just kind of hold left at a specific beat. It looks really precise, but it kind of isn't, and yet it takes a lot of practice to do this, so GG. Next, we're going to get the star up there, and here's a really funky camera manipulation strat he uses for this one. So you can actually, with C up, you can get Mario in first-person mode, and you can get the locked cam out of that. So you lock the camera from the first-person mode, meaning that you can just safely turn around without the camera turning around. And then some really tricky wall jumps. Ooh, it looked like he was a little bit off at the end there. Great. Yeah, that ending always looked kind of sketchy to me, but he's actually pretty consistent at it. It doesn't look very safe, and yet it kind of is. So yeah, we're going to get rolling rocks now. Again, locked cam at the start here, but also here, he locks the camera at the start and goes straight forward. That's because these rocks, these balls, they can be at the left or at the right. I think it's RNG, at least it's unpredictable. And if they hit you, they will for sure mess up the camera. And you can face left, you can face right, you can get completely disoriented unless you use locked camera. Super useful for blindfolded. So yeah, I'll get the Toad Star. This one is not actually the hardest star in the run, but don't underestimate castle movement. We're going to go through the castle, just the basement to Shifting Sandland and get 1 star there. Now, castle movement, so actually going from Bowser in the Dark World to Hazy Maze Cave here is way trickier than it looks, and this part as well. The thing with the castle is you can't die. The walls are actually pretty close to Mario usually here, so the camera can easily get stuck behind it. Super cool strat here for this one. Oh, I'm not sure if this is different. No, I think he might actually have old muscle memory, or he just hesitated there, or I'm not sure why this didn't work. So this is a new strat that he just adopted, I think, last week. Rather than jumping or triple jumping over this dune, he uses the box to go over the dune. You will not slide off with this box, this jumpy box. Couple jumps to the left, and then you should be lined up perfectly for the star. That looks good. Just don't miss the long jumps. Perfect. Next up is a star in the volcano in Lethal Lava Land. Actually, so Lethal Lava Land has a couple stars that are pretty easy, or not easy to get, that are pretty short to get. But he's going to get one that is very safe to do, and unfortunately he misses this platform. He misses the platform right in front of the entrance of Lethal Lava Lands. But then he knows he's where he is because he recognizes that door. Nice backup. Funny thing about the music in Lethal Lava Land and Shifting Sandland, the rhythm of the music is not very clear, and it only starts after like 10 seconds. So he actually uses the bully enemy, the footsteps, as a rhythm to time this movement to get into the volcano. I think he just missed the 1-up. He might reset at some point to get more lives before the end. And then with the D boost, you can actually use the ha 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 or even the hoo 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 Mario like panting at the end from exhaustion from low energy. You can use those as sound cues or even as rhythm cues to time the movement here. I think he uses the ha 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 movement rhythm. All right, we're at 15 stars already. It's going really quick. And he gets Mips first try. Perfect. So this is Mips the rabbit. Mips spawns only at 15 stars. He's not going to get that one. That's irrelevant now. We only needed to get 15 stars to spawn Mips. I was actually hoping that he would fail this so we could see the really cool backup that is actually cooler to watch than this one. But this saves a lot of time. So you need Mips, the rabbits, to clip through this door and clip through a 30-star door. That is the first big glitchy clip in the 16-star run. I think he got it. Perfect. There's some crazy camera manipulation you have to do here. This looks easier than it really is. The position before that door has to be perfect, and the camera angle has to be perfect, and the camera distance too. Well, basically, releasing Mips, punching to grab Mips and then releasing Mips will actually push you backwards a little bit. So you can find a corner. He's going to do with this door again. He's going to find this corner, turn around the camera, and then release Mips, and he will be pushed towards the door at a specific position to clip through here. This is a more recent strat that Nobori, current world record holder of the category, found. So shout out to Nobori for that one. The bonk against the pillar is totally irrelevant. You just walk forward here. You cannot miss this one. We have to do one particular star at this stage to be able to enter the next Bowser stage. Unfortunately, because this is a water stage, and water stages are super awkward for blindfolded.
This is not correct.
I'm afraid you're probably right, Bubzia. That's why I'm saying water stages are super nasty for blindfolded for two reasons. So swimming is kind of slow, but most of all, swimming is unnormalized, meaning that if you press left or right, you hold the analog stick left or right, it's going to, well, rotate you at a somewhat unpredictable angle. It's basically, if you want a really precise angle, it's always going to be frame perfect. Yeah, he's just swinging around now. He's just going to want to drown himself, and so that he doesn't have to reset or exit, I think this is a little bit faster. So what happens at the start here, you rotate to the left. He uses a music rhythm cue for that. And I think his strat is to, after swimming forward, correct his position a little bit to go a little bit to the right, and he did it too much here. Another thing that makes this stage in particular really nasty is that, well, you have to swim through these corridors and through walls, basically, and the walls can push you down, even if you're swimming into them at an angle, and then everything can get messed up. So you really need to ride the correct angle through this tunnel here. This looks good, actually. But regardless, water stages are to be avoided in blindfolded speedruns. So he actually uses muscle memory for a specific rhythm. You can tap the A button to swim faster if you do it at a very specific rhythm. You can't mash it or go too fast. Also, he's pretty far to the right here, but better further right than left. This looks good. Like I said, if you swim right straight into a wall, it's going to push you down. It's going to push you back underwater. Unless you slightly tilt the analog stick up, like he's doing right now. You cannot, there's no audio cue for knowing if you're swimming against the wall or not, unlike with normal walking here. And yeah, of course he's going to find the corner because you can never know exactly how far you're left or right. Now, messing up the star, especially here, is really costly time-wise, but I don't think the death just now close to the star was that costly. This is actually, this looks swaggier than the swimming, but this is actually the easier part of the star. Just normalized. You know the position, you know your position is perfectly at the right spots. These backflips are exactly the amount of, how do I say this? Backflips are a fixed distance jump, basically, just like punches are a fixed distance. All right, Buzzer in the Fire Sea. This stage actually has a lot of platforms that move on cycles. Rotating ones that shrink and ones that just go out and back, go up and down. But all the platforms are synced up. So what you just need to do is move through the stage with the exact same timing all the time. You cannot wait longer anywhere or wait shorter. So he just kind of uses the music for this entire stage. The timer starts right when you enter the level, and he just uses the music to go through the whole level at the right timing. And at this second floor, yeah, we can't see the strats for the second floor. It's a secret. But why would you actually? You don't need to see, as a blindfolded runner, what you're doing, as long as you trust in your strats. You can't go wrong. Again, Bowser stages are...
Good thing I learned the backup cycle.
I'm not sure what he just said there. Bowser stages are really quite linear, especially this one. It's almost like playing a 2D platformer. You just kind of go backward and forward all the time. Except here you just find the corner and then go sideways a bit. Sometimes you get hit by that amp, by that electrified ball. That is just bad luck. Again, that one is completely independent of the cycles of the platforms. So yeah, I'm not sure what's happening here. Luckily, we've had the platforms behind us. He just missed the wall jump. That's all right. We don't have to catch the platforms on their respective cycles anymore. Bowser 2 is a bit different from the first one. The arena is just the same, but Bowser moves differently. He has a strat that works for. I think there's a bit of RNG with the Bowser movement pattern here. He has a strat that works for both. We're going to do 2 damage boosts here instead of 1. That one was intended. It didn't look like it. The purpose of the second damage boost is just that you get pushed a little bit closer towards the camera, and then the strat at the end is just the same, dropping Bowser onto the bomb just like that. So yeah, maybe you could read a few donations right now?
I would love nothing more. Let's see. We've got Nell sends in $25. I don't know what a rugby baby is, but I know giving to GDQ supports a great cause, and that's all the reason I need. Thank you, hosts, runners, support, and of course, PCF.
Great.
Spencer D.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. Spencer D sends in $250. If you can't see the frames, do they even exist? Together, we can help the Prevent Cancer Foundation prevent cancer, and that's pretty cool.
Great. So what he's doing here is a strat called backwards long jumps. Basically, finding. I have to say ahead of time, this is the least consistent part of the run. He was scared of this all the time before the run, and I just told him it's just normal to like that. This is gonna take a couple tries. Luckily, he has a good backup here, finding the door and just finding the same position for the setup again. So backwards long jumps, basically, it's a bit tough to explain, but if you long jump and then hold backwards, and then use this star to assist the long jump, you can build enough backward speed to clip through the wall, which is what we need, because otherwise we need 50 stars to go through that door. Again, he's going to back this up. So, you also saw him do a strats. Let me first say something quite important here. He actually does a controller switch. He normally uses the GameCube controller, like I said, but he uses the Wii the Wii Classic controller, actually, for backwards long jumps. Because of the A button, the jump button, it's like somehow softer, and he prefers that for the mashes. He thinks it's faster to mash. So yeah, it doesn't cost much time, and you can see this is very rough. This is very inconsistent, both for blindfolded and for the visual speedrun. It's a really rough strat, but it's faster than getting another 34 stars to be able to open that door for sure. You'll also see him, like, after finding this wall, he pauses. Some people often ask why the pauses sometimes in the run. That is to basically buffer an analog stick
They
input.
really don't want today.
So you can neutral the analog stick, or you can, for example, hold it forward, and then if you want to hold it backward or hold it to the side or diagonal right away, you're going to kind of move it gradually a bit through the center or through the side. It's not very precise, and in blindfolded you just cannot afford that sometimes, because you cannot make minor adjustments if you can't see your minor mistakes. So pausing kind of fixes that issue if you just tilt the analog stick into another direction after the pause, or during the pause, I mean. This looks good. Here we go. We're through. He can hear...
I think I'm through.
He thinks he's through because he probably hears the clock sound. Like, long enough at least. Great. Okay, so we're gonna do a second backwards long jump, but this one is actually way less scary. It's not actually easier to perform, but it's a lot easier to back up, a lot faster to back up at least. So same thing. He's going to do the long jumps. Well, first forward, but we need to go backwards. These endless staircases, they usually only become finite if you have 70 stars.
Am I through?
Yes, you are. Oh, wow. I hope he's gonna recognize.
I think I am.
Usually you just, if you don't, if you do everything perfect with the inputs, with the mashing, then you get all the way back here. But yeah, he finds the corner, he finds the wall, so he knows he's through. Great. It's just very easy to mess up the mashing, to do it a little bit too slow, for example, and then you're gonna do a normal jump. Rather than long jump. Yeah, he just realizes it now.
Huh. Cool.
Switching back to the GameCube controller. Or back to normal platforming. So the final Bowser stage, yeah, I wasn't sure why he actually does this camera switch, so we kind of can't see everything, but he prefers this angle. This stage is very similar to the other two ones, especially Bowser in the Fire Sea. Everything is like orthogonal, the angles are straight, the camera is easy to manipulate here. And there's, again, a lot of platforms on cycles, like you can see. So using music cues, using the rhythm of the music combined with finding walls and ledges here really helps you through the stage. Yeah, it's funny because Bubzia started back in 2017 with 16 star, and his first run was just over 3 hours. And I remember the Bowser stages where he didn't use the music at all at first, and he had a lot of trouble with these. Getting through a stage like successfully, just one attempt sometimes took over 5 or 10 minutes. Lots of really precise and really slow strats. So he's really optimized it throughout the years. It's awesome to see.
Oh, come on.
Oh no, this is unfortunate. He was supposed to, yeah, this is a really precise strat that he uses since quite recently. He was supposed to long jump and grab the pole that's above that slopey wedge platform. I really hope that he's not going to, well, he said he was maybe going to farm lives. He has 2 lives now. This could be kind of clutch. Because Bowser himself is definitely not free of risk either. Luckily, there is a 1-up backup if you get there, if you die to Bowser first.
What?
Oh, this is not good.
Uh-oh.
I think he might be getting a bit defocused. Yeah, he realizes about the lives now. Is he going to try again? We'd hate to see him go game over during Bowser. But yeah, his PB is currently a 37 minutes and 30 seconds, which he got quite recently. I think just last week or 2 weeks ago. He's been grinding pretty hard recently. And there's a couple people right now who've done 16 star and also 70 star blindfolded runs, including Bubzia. So same old here. This slope here, he uses what's called jump kicks. Basically holding the jump button without releasing it, and then pressing the punch button will make Mario perform a jump kick, and doing that in succession in a specific rhythm, for which he also uses the music here, like 1 jump kick per beat of the music, basically. You can actually walk up or run jump kick up steep slopes. Let's see if he grabs the pole here now. There we go. Actually, he doesn't even have the glitchy animation, which is usually the case there. Watch for the bombs. Bombs are predictable though. They're also on a cycle like these platforms. And then he kind of takes it a little bit safer here and waits for a specific music cue, lines himself up perfectly with a couple punches forward, the exact right distance, so you're exactly at the very edge here with backflips, and then add a specific music cue, another backflip onto this platform. And after these 2 platforms, we're done with the cycles. We only have to pass the field of mushrooms, the infamous field of Goombas. Looks like they're to the side here. Again, these are RNG, watch for that one. You can't get hit and still make it, that is fine, usually. Wow, he has 1 life now, so that's, you can have 0 lives. He's going for the 1-up. Okay, that's great. So I think we should be safe. If you die to Bowser, you just spawn right here and you can get the 1-up again. So yeah. Bowser Bounce time, the final round. This is a 3-hit fight instead of a 1-hit fight. The strats are totally different from the other two. He's going to walk forward and get close to the bomb back there, and then Bowser is... Oh, did he just... No, this is good. He just jumped. He thought he had the shockwaves. Bowser will just run into you. You take damage, but that's fine. That means that Bowser will run through you, and you can grab his tail right away. Little rotation, and you can drag him right onto the bomb there. So there's a 50% chance of Bowser doing the charge, which you'd need for him to run into you, and another 50% chance of Bowser doing this stomp attack with shockwaves. And that's kind of tricky to time the jumps. If you get hit a couple times by that, you might have not enough health to finish the rest. All right, time for the final throw. So this is where it really gets Monka-esque. This is the final throw. There's not much you can do. You cannot drag Bowser onto a bomb because Bowser stomps and the platforms or the side of the arena collapses. You can't get close to the bombs.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. Uses the whoosh sound to time this throw. I think it's a 2-frame window.
Early. No, first
Yes.
try, dude.
Wow. Don't cheer too early. We still have to find the star.
God. Time, by the way.
Time. GG.
Dude, it was a pretty good run, I think.
I'm not even watching the stream. What is the time?
GG's. GG's. One second.
It'll take just a second. Let me get that time.
That looks...
Hold up.
Yo, hello, I can hear you.
Bubzia, G, freaking G. That's a low
last
39.
39.09.
Wow.
That is a
Is
great
the
run
official
for a
time.
marathon. That is great. That was absolutely awesome.
Wow,
GG.
GG's, guys. Thank you very, very much for letting me showcase this game. Oh, I'm a bit shaky, I have to say, after this last throw.
You had a
I know
great
I
bits,
speak-
great Bowser.
I know I speak for
Thank you,
everyone watching this. It was more than our pleasure.
Thank you very much, guys. It's all you guys doing that this was possible. You donated for this incentive. I am very, very grateful that I could showcase this, really. And yeah, this was Super Mario 64 blindfolded. And if I can make some shoutouts at the end, I definitely want to shout out our blindfolded speedrunning community. We have a Discord, and more than that, we have a website, even if I can just plug it quickly, blindfoldedgaming.com. If you go there, we have a leaderboard with like all blindfolded runs that we could find and of all of our runners and stuff. And like many people don't even know that so many games have been blindfolded so far. Like we have really everything there, like Mario, Zelda, Metroid, Kingdom Hearts, Celeste, Pokemon, everything that you can think of, honestly. And we have basically like a leaderboard there. We have all the runs listed, and there's also a link to our community Discord if you're interested on this website. And feel free to join, feel free to ask us any questions. If you are planning to blindfold the game yourself, or like want to learn a bit, or like are curious, definitely always ask.
Please
We are
join our
super
Discord.
happy.
Please join our Discord. We need more blindfolded runners. We're a pretty
Yes,
small
definitely.
community right now, but we're growing steadily, and we'd love to see more runners. Different games, different genres, maybe. Yeah, I would love to hear anybody's stories and help you out with strats, maybe, or anything at all. Or if you're just interested in reading about stuff, everybody's welcome. blindfoldedgaming.com and you can find the Discord
And
link there. Shout
I
outs to
want to make
Crystal
a
Saver for
big-
making that website. It's awesome. Thank you very
Exactly.
much,
Crystal
Saber.
Saver is also a blindfolded runner of us, and he made this website. Very big shoutouts. And I also want to give a big shoutout to Katoon, my commentator here. He also does blindfolded runs, and he also has speedrun Super Mario 64 blindfolded. So you should definitely check him out on all his channels and Twitches and YouTubes.
And everybody should
And
check
also-
out Bubzia on Twitch and YouTube as well, because Bubzia has done, I think, yeah, you have done the most blindfolded runs of the most game of anybody. Most different games, and
I think,
yeah, you're really active right now.
I think I'm currently at like 40 categories throughout like 30 games, but I want to step up my games too. This year it will be the year of blindfolded gaming. I have the feeling.
Awesome.
And another quick shout out to Parisian Player, who is commentating on the French restream. He runs A Link to the Past blindfolded, mostly. Very talented guy. If you can hear me. And hello, everyone on the other restreams too, by the way. Yeah, that was a ride. Honestly, it was a pretty good run, I think. Besides a few mistakes in DDD and Sky, and PJs were not that great, I guess. But I'm happy with sub 40 in a marathon. It's like insane.
You had
So, yeah,
great
anything-
backups. That definitely stood out to me. Like, sometimes there were some minor mistakes, but the backups always work out. And actually, there are a couple things that you often need a backup for, like a quick one, like with MIPS, and then you get it first try. That was awesome to see. And Bowser throw, the last
Yeah,
Bowser
thank you
throw
very
first
much.
try. So yeah.
Yeah, it's mostly about. That's the thing about blindfolded speedrunning. Like, you have to consider not only going fast but also going consistent. So it's very important that you have backups for like everything that could possibly fail. And that's also one of the biggest like time-consuming acts to like learn all these backups. But yeah, I think that's all from our side. The credits have rolled out. Anything left to say, Katoon?
Not really. I think we've covered everything we wanted to say, and yeah. Thanks so much for
All right.
again for the support to make this run possible today, and
Definitely.
thanks for watching.
See you guys around. Thank you very
See ya.
much.
Folks, I am agog. I am aghast. That was an incredible run. I am still Dr. Rock 422, and you are watching Awesome Games Done Quick 2021 online. Right now, we're going to go to a quick word from one of our sponsors. And we have a word from the Yeti. The Yeti is the official merch supporter of Games Done Quick events since 2011. They have donated over $1.5 million to GDQ charities. All of the profits from the sale of AGDQ 2021 collection go to the Prevent Cancer Foundation. The collection is available until January 10th at midnight, just 2 days away. Get your order in before it's gone at www.theyeti.com. And with that, we're going to go to a short break, and then when we come back, we'll be returning with Super Mario Sunshine.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Awesome Games Done Quick 2021 Online. My name is Listar, and I'll be your host for the next run. And the next run is indeed Super Mario Sunshine. It'll be a very exciting Super Mario Sunshine race, so don't go anywhere. We're getting that all set up. Before we do get to that, however, there is an absolutely phenomenal amount of support for the previous run, and I can understand it. That run was bonkers. So we have $390.91 by The Sound Defense that says, Bubzia can beat Super Mario 64 with a blindfold faster than I can beat the first Bowser with my eyes open. That was one of the greatest speedrunning feats I've ever seen. Congratulations. $100 from Meggie Toast that says, blindfolded Mario, wahoo! $25 from Pardrill. Love everything you guys do. I've been watching ever since the Japan tsunami relief. You're all an inspiration to people everywhere. Money goes to Super Mario 64 Blindfolded. Thank you for helping us get there. Less than 3. Specifically less than 3, not like, like the symbol, like they wrote out less. Anyway. $25 from Fiscal that says, I can't even sleep with a blindfold, let alone play video games with one. I'm actually right there with you. $500 from OMG Floofy that says that Super Mario 64 run was incredible. Incentive is commentator's choice. Thank you. No. Thank you, my dear. Anonymous donates $39.09. Says, incredible blindfolded run. Don't know if much else needs to be said. Well, considering all the comments we have here, apparently a lot needs to be said, but thank you so much for your donation. $500 from Frankenstein's Gate. I really like that name. That's great. That blindfold Mario 64 run was absolutely incredible. Easily the highlight of this marathon so far. Let's keep that level of hype going. We have an incredible $1,000 donation by Anonymous that just says, I had to donate for this amazing blindfolded run. Thank you so much for your generous donation. $5 from Mick Ripa that says, Bubsy is really about to beat Super Mario 64 blindfolded, and I can barely find my phone when it's in my hand. $20 from Nico NK that says, I tried to make this donation blindfolded and failed. He's beating Super Mario 64. Amazing! Go GDQ, and thanks everyone for all the amazing speedruns. Let's beat cancer together. $50 from Saris that says,